that was a great outing, Rich. I don't know if you remember that day. Wyndham, I think the next day, Wyndham was going to play at Shinnecock at the practice round, and he said he had already played it once before, and then he said he was going to win it. He called his shot to us that night at dinner.
He did, and I thought it might have been the alcohol talking to me. But instead, he did do it. We invited him to play with us the following day, and he's like, nah, I really should play Shinnecock. And then I swear to you.
That's amazing.
I'm not wrong, right,
true.
London?
No, you are not. You are not wrong. But the fact that he said, I'm going to win it, and his caddy felt the same way, and then he went out and did it. I was like, man,
damn.
He just knew where his game was at that point in time.
I took credit for it, though, because that's me. You know what I mean? Like, he was inspired by my victory for cash. It's basically.
Rich, did you tell the guys that I think you were getting called a sandbagger when you won the skins? Because you're like, oh, I'm not that good of a golfer.
I'm not.
You also hit the furthest shot left-handed with your opposite hand.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
what?
Yes. Yes. We had a competition on the driving range of who could hit the furthest shot the other way.
Okay.
That's not your dominant hand.
Non-dominant hand, yes.
Thank you, London, for reminding me. I hit one like 225 left-handed. I did. Honestly, I woke up dangerous. I was Baker Mayfield that day.
Wow.
I woke up dangerous that day. But you can confirm too, London, before we get to the football conversation here, that I stood up in front of the group that included you to say basically that I was one of two people who knows what it's like to win money playing golf at the table.
You did do that, and all we could do is just sit there and take it because I didn't win any money that day, so I couldn't say anything. And you were one of you won multiple skins that day.
And by the way, despite my impaired moment, admittedly, I did say that word and then wanted to just take a look and like, how's London taking this right now across the table? How's London? Where's London? Oh, there he is. Yeah. How's he taking it? How are you doing? Otherwise, everything good? Everything good?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Not playing as much golf right now because the football season is upon us, and training camp is here. So I'm excited about the Commanders season and ready to get this 2026 season going.
Well, let's jump into it here because we just had Ed McCaffrey here in studio, and he said he was just at Commanders training camp, watching Luke get ready for the season. And he said Jayden Daniels looked superb, terrific. Mm-hmm. You can confirm this, London?
I can't confirm this. Jayden Daniels is looking awesome. He's healthier. Obviously, dealt with some injuries last season, but he looks phenomenal. Looks in great physical shape, but also in a great mental space. There's going to be a new offense that the Commanders will have this year. David Blah, he's the first-year offensive coordinator. Be a lot more under center for Jayden in this offense. A lot more play action. Use his athleticism. Be able to run the ball a little bit more effectively out of from under center, and those should open up things in the passing game from Jayden. But he definitely looks phenomenal. Has a great command of his offense, even though it's early in training camp. And I'm looking forward to seeing him just continue to get better each day as this season progresses.
Well, I mean, the question is who else is going to catch the football? And I would say the same thing to Ed if he was sitting right here, and that's the question: who's catching it? And is Jayden Daniels going to stay healthy? That's it. Those are the two questions, pretty much, about the pass.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a question that people have. When you look at our receiving core, we know we have a number one guy in Terry McLaurin. He dealt with injuries as well. Had the holdout or hold in training camp last season, and then when he finally got that contract solved, ended up having some health issues. That's behind him. He looks like he's rejuvenated by this offense and rejuvenated by not having to deal with the contract situation this season. We drafted a kid named Antonio Williams, a rookie out of Clemson, in the third round. He's a shifty guy. Maybe he'll play like a Amon-Ra St. Brown type of role. He'll be more of a slot receiver. He's been unguardable in training camp so far. And then you got some guys, Trey Burks, who was a former first-round draft pick for the Tennessee Titans, that they're hoping maybe he can find his footing. He came on last year he was picked up and did some good things for us. Has a full offseason in the with the team now, and they brought back De'Ami Brown, who had a great playoff run for us back in 24. He's more of a vertical threat guy, and there's some other guys you mentioned, McCaffrey, Ed McCaffrey with his son Luke. He's starting to make some waves in training camp. Has had 2 really good days of practice the last couple of days, and you never know if we're going to add somebody down the stretch, but I think collectively. And also, I have to mention Chig Okonkwo, who they signed, a tight end from the Tennessee Titans. He's a pass catching tight end. He'll be able to work some matchups that they would be favorable for them and for him. So he's another guy that they'll lean heavily on as a pass catcher for this Washington Commanders receiving corps.
And is it Krosky Merritt time? Bill
Krosky Merritt.
Is it him?
Yes.
Or what?
Bill did a lot of really good things as a rookie last season. Rushed for, I think, maybe either about 800 yards or a little over 800 yards. He'll be a guy, probably it'll be a running back by committee. You got a Rashad White who was signed as a free agent, former teammate of Jayden in college at Arizona State. And then we drafted a kid out of Penn State, Fat Man Allen, who's Penn State's all-time leading rusher. And he did this in a shared running back situation, more of a bigger back, probably more of your short yardage goal line running back, but he's very effective as well. So, but Krosky Merritt, he'll have a role, and then you look at White, and then also Allen. So it'll probably be a running back by committee type of situation from that running back standpoint.
And then lastly, in terms of reunions for college teammates, Ayuk, Instagrammed his way out of that one, London.
Yeah, that's it's a unfortunate situation with him because I look at it like this: he fought so hard to get that contract, get that money from the San Francisco 49ers, and to give it back to them. Full details, but whatever. They voided his guaranteed money, and now he hasn't done himself any favors with his social media posts. And I don't know. I know he doesn't have an agent. I don't know who's advising him, but you would just wish that somebody that he respected could get in his ear and say, "Hey, man, first of all, you need to report to get that situation resolved because you're on a suspended list, and until you report, your situation is not resolved with the San Francisco 49ers. You can't find another team until he reports. Maybe he just wants to let a little bit more time pass, but I don't know that Washington, if he does become available, would look to add him. I'm not there with Adam Peters and Dan Quinn to know what they're thinking, but he definitely hasn't done himself any favors with the social media stuff.
How does Sonny Styles look, London?
As advertised.
Okay. Yeah, for real?
Yes. Real? Yes. And I know you're a Michigan guy. You saw a lot of him at Ohio State. But
I'm very happy to see him in burgundy and out of scarlet, sir.
Yeah. He's 6'5". There was a play. Damn. He filled a hole right away. First play, 11-on-11, just coming downhill. The athleticism is there, the size, the mental makeup. I actually played with Sonny's dad, Lorenzo Styles.
Yes, you did it
in
Rams,
St. Louis.
Right?
With the Rams. I was his rookie, and so he comes from great football pedigree. His brother obviously also got drafted. Lorenzo Styles Jr. got drafted to, I think it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or maybe it was the Saints. I can't remember. But with Sonny, he's scratching the surface because he's only been playing the linebacker position for 2 years, but he's very mature, extremely cerebral player. We know about the athleticism and just the things that he's going to be able to do in this new Durante Jones defense. I mean, you can line him up outside, he can rush off the edge, you can bring him up the middle, have him play in the passing game. There's so many things that you can do with a guy like Sonny that the sky's the limit. I can't wait to see him just untap all that potential that he has.
Well, he's only 1,385 career tackles away from passing you on the list, London. That's all he's got to do is tackle somebody 1,385 times. Are you aware, gents, that there's only one human being with more tackles in the history of the National Football League than the guy on the screen, or at least on the right? London and I have 1,384 career tackles combined.
Correct.
His name is Ray Lewis. That's it, London. That is it.
Yes.
So, I mean, 16 years you played in the league as well. To what do you owe your longevity, do you think?
Man, just, first of all, the way God made me, I think I was kind of built to play football. I got a, strong lower half and never had any crazy fluke injuries. Did a great job of taking care of myself. Also, I sat out of a game in high school for an injury. I had an ankle injury, and I was miserable, man. I was like, I'm on the sideline and watching my teammates have fun. And I was like, man, if I could help it, I'm never sitting out another game. And that was, I was fortunate enough to never miss a game during my 16-year career in the National Football League. But great trainers, training staff, and PT people, and also the team that took care of me. But also just my dedication and my commitment to my teammates, to the teams that I played for, and just to the game of football. I loved everything about the game of football, from the meetings, the practice, the preparation, the games. I mean, when I was in it, I was consumed by it. And I just, I gave it everything I had.
And you're not a stat compiler either, London. You're on the ballot for the Hall of Fame for the first time, and rightfully so. And you should stay there for as long as it takes for you to finally get in, because you deserve it. And I'm not just saying that because you watched me win money at Skins and laughed about it. Year 12 was when you made your first Pro Bowl, and you made it 4 years in a row after that. And so you peaked, at the end of your career too, unless you were just overlooked pretty much.
I was overlooked those the prior 11 seasons, Rich. Right now on my resume, it has 4 Pro Bowls. I mean, I very easily should have 10 or 12 Pro Bowls.
158 tackles in your fourth of 5 years with the Bills.
I just, as we know, the Pro Bowl is not a exact science, especially the way it is now. Right. There's the fan element, there's the popularity element. So I should have way more Pro Bowls on my resume. And then all pros, there were times where I definitely was deserving of more all pro teams that I didn't make it. But as I look at the Hall of Fame, and there are, whether it's current NFL, current middle linebackers in the Hall of Fame, or future Hall of Famers, middle linebackers, I'm as deserving, or as even more deserving, than some of the guys that are currently in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that played the middle linebacker position. It's just a matter of when, not if. And I look forward to when I make it to Canton.
Well, I've worked with and have become close friends, and honored to be able to say that of a couple of your teammates from St. Louis, London. And Marshall and Kurt. They love you, man. And Aeneas also, he's in the Hall of Fame. Isaac Bruce is in the Hall of Fame. Orlando Pace is in the Hall of Fame from that championship team. And they all speak, highly of you. And that was your first, year starting all the games as you did. It was your second year in the league. What was that like when Trent Green went down and Kurt stepped in? London, what was that?
Well,
like?
I would say this: when Trent went down, there was a lot of kind of, man, what just happened here? Is our season ruined? Because Trent was a big free agent acquisition for us at that time. He came over with Mike Martz from, ironically, the Washington Redskins. Martz was the passing game coordinator with the Washington Redskins, and then he became the offensive coordinator in St. Louis. And Trent was his hand-picked quarterback. So when he got injured, man, it was like, man, that was a big blow to what we thought our team would be. But then Kurt, he came out of nowhere. Dick Vermeil had great confidence in him. He was going into the season as a number 2 guy anyway. So that showed you what type of belief Dick Vermeil had in him. And then he came out playing extremely well. We rallied around him, and next thing you know, as the season progressed, we just gained a lot of confidence. And before you know it, man, we were hosting that Lombardi Trophy. But it was just a great team effort. It was the offense, greatest show on turf, but defensively, we're top 5 in a lot of major categories in that year. Scored a lot of, didn't give up a lot of points. I think we may have been number one rushing defense in the league. Turned got a lot of takeaways, return kicks, and punch for touchdowns. So it was a total team effort that led us to that Super Bowl win back in 1999.
Pardon me for not knowing. Were you on the field for that final play where they wound up a yard
I
short?
was.
Walk me through that one. Snap to finish.
Yeah, so it's at that point they're driving, and Steve McNair, he was just hurting us so much with his ability
He was unreal that game, London.
Yeah, unreal. And so the call that we made, it was one of our, base kind of defensive nickel plays, sub plays, where kind of like a day one, day two type of defensive play, where I was man to man. We had man to man, but also combinations with the between the safeties, linebackers, corners, things like that. And I had Eddie George man to man. He flares out to the flat, and I'm kind of looking at him, but I'm also worried about Steve tucking in and running because of the defense. There wasn't going to be anybody in the middle of the field. Mike Jones had the tight end man to man. I had the running back man to man, and so if he decided to run with that football, there was a good chance that he may have scored based on the defensive call. But Mike and the safeties and the corners, they made a great combination call. And when they threw that ball to Dyson, Mike came off just as he was coached to do and made a form tackle and allowed us to win that football game. From my angle, though, I couldn't tell whether Dyson had scored or not, and it wasn't until my teammates ran on the field and then the confetti came down and I realized we had won the Super Bowl. But it was just a phenomenal experience.
So from your angle, you had no idea if Dyson had creased the end zone or not, huh? You had no
because I was in the defensive right, kind of close to that sideline, the right sideline. Yep.
How about, you think the Titans would have gone for two?
I don't think so. That wasn't popular back then. It wasn't in like in vogue like it is now, where you're going for two. The analytics and all that stuff was not where it is today. I think they, with Jeff Fisher being the type of coach he was, I think he'd kick it, go for overtime, and feel like they had the momentum. And we were also kind of gassed defensively.
I bet.
So I think they would have kicked the extra point and went to overtime.
Last one for you, London Fletcher. Best middle linebacker in the game right now is?
Man, it's I think Fred Warner, he jumps out right away because of I know he missed last season,
yep,
but his ability to make plays in the passing game, affect the game, stopping a run, things like that. He's a guy that jumps out to me offhand. And you put me on the spot. I didn't have the opportunity to think about that, but Fred Warner is the guy that really jumps off to me. And I also love the linebacker out in Seattle. And I draw a blank. He came from the Rams, number 53. He makes a lot of plays too. His name slips you right now, but I really like his. I think it's Jones. Maybe his last name is Jones.
He came. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you don't want to cross him when it comes to talking mess about Sam Darnold.
No,
he famously let you know.
No, he's really good as well. I like both those guys.
Okay, look at you going deep down.
Ernest Jones.
Yeah, Ernest Jones. Hey, listen, London, I appreciate the time here. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
that's all good.
That's why they pay me the big bucks to win skins and put you on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the time. Really greatly appreciate it. And let's do this more often. Anytime, man. I'll hit you up, London. Thanks again.